Ever heard of rouladen? How about trying it for your next meal? Welcome to a journey through the flavors of Germany as we delve into rouladen, a traditional dish that has warmed hearts and hearths for centuries. Imagine thin slices of beef enveloped around a hearty stuffing, cooked to perfection in a rich gravy. Originating from the culinary traditions of Germany, this dish is a testament to the country's love for wholesome, comforting food. Stay tuned to learn a step-by-step recipe for creating this savory delight. To start, gather the required ingredients for your rouladen. The first ingredient we need is beef. Opt for thin slices of beef, as they are perfect for rolling and soaking up all the delicious flavors we'll be adding. Next, we need bacon. Its smoky flavor adds a depth of taste to the dish that is unparalleled. Then we have onions. A staple in most cuisines, onions bring a sweet and tangy flavor that balances the richness of the beef and bacon. For a bit of tang and spice, we will require mustard. A good quality Dijon or whole grain mustard will work wonders, adding a nice kick that complements the other ingredients. Don't forget the pickles. They provide a burst of acidity and crunch that cuts through the richness of the dish, enhancing the overall flavor profile. And of course, we can't forget about the spices. A mix of salt, black pepper, and perhaps a touch of paprika for warmth. These spices will help season our rouladen to perfection. Lastly, we need some beef broth and flour. The broth will be used to braise our rouladen, infusing them with even more flavor, while the flour will help thicken the gravy to a luscious consistency that coats each bite of our rouladen beautifully. Now that we have all our ingredients, it's time to start cooking. The first step involves preparing the beef. And this is where the magic begins, my friends. Preparing the beef is like setting the stage for a grand performance. It's not just about slicing and seasoning, it's about infusing it with love and care. You'll need a good piece of beef, preferably a cut of top round or bottom round. These cuts are lean, yet flavorful. If you're unsure about the cut, don't hesitate to ask your butcher for advice. They are the unsung heroes of the culinary world after all. Now, onto the slicing. You want to aim for thin slices about 1/4 of an inch thick. Think of it as a delicate dance between your knife and the beef. But remember, the key here is precision, not speed. If you're new to this, take your time. It's better to have evenly sliced beef than hurried, uneven pieces. Next comes the seasoning. Simple yet transformative. Salt and pepper are your allies in this journey. Sprinkle them over the beef slices with a light hand. You want to enhance the flavor of the beef, not overpower it. And here's a little secret. Let the seasoned beef sit for a few minutes. This allows the salt to draw out the juices from the beef, creating a natural brine that reabsorbs into the meat. This little pause in the process can make a world of difference to the final dish. As you handle the beef, remember, it's not just about following a series of steps. It's about nurturing and coaxing the flavors to emerge. It's about transforming a simple piece of meat into a culinary masterpiece. And that's it. You have now successfully prepared the beef. It's simple, isn't it? Yet each step is crucial to the end result. Once your beef is prepared, we move to the next phase of the recipe. And believe me, the best is yet to come. So stay tuned and let's continue this flavor-packed journey together. Now comes the fun part, filling and rolling the rouladen. We're going to start with spreading mustard on the prepared beef. This is not just any mustard, but a robust, spicy one that will infuse the rouladen with a tangy zest. The mustard will act as a flavor bridge, connecting the beef with the other fillings we're about to add. Next, we layer on the bacon. This isn't just for the savory smokiness it imparts, but also for the fat that will melt into the beef as it cooks, keeping it moist and tender. Once the bacon is in place, it's time for the onions. We've finely chopped them so they'll blend seamlessly into the filling. As they cook, they'll soften and sweeten, bringing a subtle complexity to our rouladen. And now for a surprising twist, pickles. Yes, pickles. These are dill pickles, mind you, not the sweet kind. They add a crunch and a pleasant sour note that balances the richness of the other ingredients. With all the elements in place, we're ready to roll. Literally. Starting from one end, roll the beef tightly around the fillings. Be careful not to squeeze too hard or you'll push everything out the other end. Now, how do we keep our rouladen from unrolling during cooking? Toothpicks or kitchen string, that's how. If you're using toothpicks, Insert them diagonally to catch as much of the roll as possible. If you're using string, tie it around the rouladen at intervals. Don't worry if it's not perfect, the aim is to keep the filling inside, not to win a beauty contest. As you secure each roll, admire your handiwork. That's a roulade, ready to be transformed into a mouth-watering delight. Repeat these steps with the rest of the beef and filling, and soon you'll have a collection of rouladen, each a bundle of flavor just waiting to burst forth. With your rouladen rolled and ready, it's time to cook them to perfection. Get ready to fill your kitchen with the enticing aroma of cooking rouladen. This delectable German dish is about to come alive in your hands, one savory simmer at a time. We've rolled our rouladen, and now it's time to imbue them with that rich, comforting flavor we all crave. Let's start by browning these beauties. Heat a generous dollop of butter in a pan over a medium-high heat. Once the butter is sizzling and dancing around, gently place your rouladen in the pan. Listen to that satisfying sizzle. Turn them occasionally with tongs, ensuring they brown evenly on all sides. This process is crucial as it seals in the juices and gives the rouladen a beautiful caramelized exterior. Once the rouladen have achieved a deep golden brown hue, it's time to introduce some liquid love. Pour in enough beef broth to just cover our rolls. This broth will not only keep the rouladen moist, but also provide a base for our soon-to-be delicious gravy. Now let's turn the heat down to a gentle simmer. Cover the pan and let the magic happen. This is where patience is key. The rouladen needs to simmer for about 1 to 1.5 hours. This slow cooking process allows the flavors to melt together and the beef to become fork tender. While the rouladen are simmering, you can take this time to clean up or perhaps prepare a side dish, maybe some creamy mashed potatoes or a fresh garden salad to complement our main star. Remember, cooking is not just about following a recipe, it's about infusing every step with love and care. It's about the joy of creating something delicious from simple ingredients. And most importantly, it's about sharing this joy with others. So, let the enticing aroma of cooking rouladen fill your kitchen and your heart. Let it be a reminder of the love and care you've put into preparing this meal. As your rouladen simmers, we'll prepare the final touch. No rouladen dish is complete without the traditional gravy. The gravy is not just a side note, it is the symphony that brings all the harmonious flavors together, wrapping the rouladen in a blanket of warm, savory goodness. Now let's get started on this culinary masterpiece. Our base for the gravy is the pan drippings. These drippings are liquid gold. They carry the essence of the beef, the remnants of the herbs and spices, and the fond, those little caramelized bits stuck at the bottom of the pan. Next, we introduce flour. This is our thickening agent. It's not just about adding substance to our gravy, but also about building flavor. As you sprinkle the flour over the drippings, make sure to stir it in immediately. We want to cook the flour just enough to remove its raw taste, but not so much that it burns. Water is our next player. It's going to loosen up all the beautiful bits in the pan and meld with the flour to create a smooth, glossy gravy. Pour it in gradually, stirring all the while. This is where your attention is crucial. A constant stir is the secret to preventing lumps and achieving a silky gravy. With each step, you're building layers upon layers of flavor, transforming simple ingredients into a mouth-watering gravy that is the perfect accompaniment to your rouladen. With the gravy done, it's time to plate up and enjoy. The moment of truth has arrived, serving your delicious rouladen. Imagine this, each slice of succulent rouladen topped with rich, flavorful gravy. Now, to make it a complete meal, consider pairing your rouladen with some light and fluffy mashed potatoes, or perhaps some perfectly cooked noodles. This combination will create a symphony of flavors on your palate. There you have it, a hearty rouladen dish that's sure to impress. Enjoy!